Hello everyone, this is the Toon Army YouTube channel, and this is my third video now on my channel, and today's video is going to be about my predictions of the Premier League fixtures that are coming up this weekend, and also I want to talk a bit about fantasy football as well afterwards. So I'm going to start this video off by talking about the Newcastle fixtures, and then I'll go into the other games and what I think the score will be of those matches. Now, obviously, when it comes to the Premier League, it's pretty hard to predict scores these days. You just don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, let's get into it. So anyway, Newcastle is their first fixture is Swansea City, and we're playing at home. Now, looking at the recent form of Newcastle, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. The defense is all over the place. No one can pass the ball. They're all lacking confidence, you know, and it's hard to see Newcastle winning any game for the rest of the remaining matches. It's hard to see them winning, and that's an honest opinion as a Newcastle fan, and I think all you Newcastle fans would agree. The way they're playing, it's just not good enough. I know we scored one goal in our last game. It was 3-1 to Southampton, but which was a great goal actually from Andros Townsend. I had to watch it back a few times. He's scored two pretty good goals now, I think, for us. He's the only player, even though, you know, they're all making mistakes, but he's the only player for me that's making a great effort, as well as every one of our goalkeepers. Have been playing great for us, but the rest of the team is just absolute, useless. So looking at Swansea, I mean, it's Swansea City. They've been playing pretty well recently, as you can see here. Look, 1-0. They beat Chelsea 1-0 last week, which was a great win for them. Going back another week, they drew with Stoke 2-2, which still, you know, if they're drawing with Stoke, you know, we've got no chance. What did they beat Aston Villa 1-0, and I think they beat they lost to Bournemouth. I remember that game. But as you can see, they're obviously playing much better than Newcastle, which, you know, it's an obvious one. But looking at Newcastle, our defense is all over the place. I'm not sure if there's anything going to be changed in terms of the lineup. All I can say for Newcastle is, you know, they're either going to come out, they're going to pass the ball well, they're going to believe in themselves, they're going to try their best, they're going to show that they're going to try their best, and they're going to, yeah, that's all they can do. If they come out and in the first 5 to 10 minutes I notice they're not playing well, Swansea's all over us, we're still not passing the ball, they're getting around our defence, you know, there's a couple of mistakes coming in here and there from Newcastle, I'm just going to throw my hat at it and just accept the fact that we're going down. We're going to lose probably every single game we've got left, and yeah, I hope to wait and see what happens next season. Well, looking at our second fixture, I'll give my prediction now on Newcastle and Swansea. In reality, my prediction would have to be 2-1 to Swansea. I have a feeling we're going to get a goal, and if we're going to score a goal, I think Mitrovic is going to score. But Swansea, you know, with our defence, they're going to get the better of us, and I have a feeling it'll be 2-1 to Swansea. But my heart is saying 2-1 to Newcastle. But, you know, that's just my heart, and that's, you know, can only hope. Looking at our next fixture, we're at home again to Man City. Now this is, you know, looking at our defence and then looking at the likes of Aguero. So our defence up against Aguero. It's not going to be good. Let's look back at a few Man City fixtures here. Look, last week they beat West Brom 2-1. They beat Bournemouth 4-0 away. Bournemouth is better than us, and they beat Bournemouth 4-0. Okay, they lost that game to Man United, and they drew to Norwich. Wow. So yeah, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Again, I can only say what I think. You know, it's I'd probably have more to say about that game after I watched the Swansea game, to be honest. If we lose to Swansea or draw to Swansea, even, that's it. There's no more hoping for Newcastle. It's pretty much just accept we're going down, and then we might even play better, to be honest. If we know we're going down, that's the thing. The players actually might play better because they have nothing, or at least they think they've got nothing to fight for anymore, which, you know, it's looking like they don't. But yeah, my prediction for Newcastle and Man City, looking at their players, they're just so much better. Obviously, you know, Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, you know, it's their team. Yeah, obviously. And our defence, I mean, we've got all these players attacking our defence, and then we've got the likes of Darlow on goals, which, to be fair, he's playing well. He's done well for us since he's had to replace Rob Elliott, but yeah, it's not going to be good. Again, in reality, I think the result for that game will be, I'm going to say, a deadly 3-1 to Man City. Again, because we are scoring a few goals now under Rafa Benitez, but yeah, our defence isn't good enough. I'm going to say 3-1. My heart is going to say 2-2. That's all I can say. My heart isn't even saying a win for that game, to be honest. It's that bad. But anyway, so there are my two predictions for the Newcastle games. There's not much more to say about it. I will make a video after those games. I'll make a video pretty quick. I think after I watch it, I'll just start recording straight away and give you the preview of the games, what happened during the game, the goals, this, that, and the other, and I'll upload them to the channel and let me know what you think of the matches. It's good to hear from other Newcastle fans, because obviously you're pretty stressed out after watching the games, especially if, obviously if we've lost, you're pretty stressed out, but it's good seeing other comments from other Newcastle fans and what their opinions of the team is. And yeah, so looking at the other fixtures, we've got a few double games now this weekend. So the likes of Arsenal are playing twice, Man United are playing twice, Liverpool are playing twice, Everton are playing twice again. I think Crystal Palace are playing twice. Are they? No. So yeah, there's a few teams playing twice. And up first, I'll start from the top of the list here. Norwich v Sunderland. Now, Sunderland is, like I said in my last video, they're depending on one player to score for them, which is Defoe, which is fine. If they do get the ball into him, like they had two great chances against Leicester, Sunderland, and if they'd put them away, it might have been a different story. But if they managed to get the ball into him, instead of those other players that had a great chance, I think he would have put it away. So they have fight in them, much more fight than Newcastle, as bad as it is to say, being a Newcastle fan and what's, Sunderland. But you have to be honest, Sunderland's playing better. They can pass the ball. They look like they're trying to fight for it, even though they haven't been putting away the goals. And then we're looking at Norwich. Norwich are at home. Norwich, out of the bottom four teams, Norwich are definitely looking the most confident, I'd say. They're scoring goals, definitely, and they're looking well. So looking at the two teams, Norwich at home, I'm going to say 2-1 to Norwich. The second game, Everton v Southampton. Everton haven't been doing well at all, really. A draw against Watford, draw against Crystal Palace. They lost to Man United, lost to Arsenal, and lost to West Ham. Yeah, they haven't been doing well recently. And And Southampton, they're looking pretty well. They're playing well. The likes of Shane Long up there scoring goals, Pele scoring goals. So they've got a good team. And looking the way Everton are playing, I don't know what it is for them. If you're an Everton fan watching this, leave a comment below. Let me know, what you think. But to me, Southampton is looking the better team here. Even though Everton's at home, my prediction for Everton v Southampton is 3-1 to Southampton. The third game, Man United versus Aston Villa. Man United are looking a lot better recently. I know they lost 3-0 to Spurs all of a sudden, but their defence was solid up until the point where that started happening, and they won last night in the FA Cup against West Ham, which is a great win for Man United, I must say, and a great goal by Marcus Rashford. The young fella, he's playing well. So they're playing twice, Man United. They're playing against Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, both at home. So I think these are 2 wins for Man United. Definitely against Aston Villa. It's Aston Villa. They're down and out now. So, and Man United are looking well. They've got the likes of Martial and Rashford scoring goals. So in the Aston Villa game, I'm going to say Man United beat Aston Villa 3-0. In their second fixture, I'll just go down to their second fixture straight away. Man United v Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are looking not too bad. They got a draw against Everton and they beat Norwich, which was huge for Crystal Palace, obviously being in the relegation scrap as well as us. And yeah, they drew with West Ham, so they haven't been too bad, but at the same time, Man United are looking good. They are at home at Old Trafford, so looking at their players and looking at Crystal Palace, I'm going to have to say 2-1 to Man United at home against Crystal Palace. West Brom versus Watford. Now, I know Watford got a draw against Everton, but they don't seem to be scoring goals to me, Watford. They lost 4-0 to Arsenal, 2-1 to Stoke. So they haven't been looking too good to me, Watford. And West Brom. How did West Brom do again this weekend? They lost 2-1 to Man City. And they drew against Sunderland. So it's kind of an iffy game, to be honest. I keep doing that. It's kind of an iffy game to me. I'm going to say West Brom and Watford. The fact that they're both not really scoring goals, and I would put this down to be a draw. What's the story with them on the league table? Yeah, I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw for West Brom and Watford. Up next, Chelsea versus Man City. Chelsea, just after losing to Swansea 1-0, they beat Aston Villa 4-0, which was expected. They drew with West Ham and they drew with Stoke, so they're not doing a whole lot of good themselves. But Man City, they are looking dangerous. Aguero scoring goals. Kevin De Bruyne is playing very well. He's been playing well in the Champions League. I think they're going to score goals. So in that game, looking at the way the Chelsea team is, I'm not sure if Diego Costa's come back. I think he is. I think he'll be back. So with that, they are at home. I'm going to say 2-2 Chelsea and Man City. Up next is Bournemouth and Liverpool. Bournemouth they won their last game, but it was against Aston Villa. They lost to Man City 4-0. And who are they playing again? They're playing Liverpool, which are coming off a great win 4-1 against Stoke. And they drew with Spurs, which was, Spurs are playing so well, so that's good. All you Liverpool fans and Bournemouth fans, I'm sorry to say, but in this game, even though Bournemouth are at home, Liverpool are looking well. Origi's scoring goals. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's looking well. He's going to be a great player. I'm going to say 2-1 to Liverpool. No, no, actually, I'm going to change that. Sorry, I'm going to make it a little bit worse for Bournemouth fans. I'm going to say 2-0 to Liverpool, and that's my prediction of the Bournemouth and Liverpool game. Leicester City and West Ham United. Now, Leicester, full of confidence, playing well, scoring lots of goals. I wouldn't say lots of goals. In their last game, they did score 2 goals, but usually they win 1-0. But their defence is solid. West Ham, just after losing against Man United in the FA Cup, they were turned off for most of the game, and they kind of, when they got their goal, they kind of turned on from there. But still, I know they scored an offside goal, which was pretty exciting. But Leicester, they're looking too good. They're full of confidence, as I said. Great defense with Vardy, Mahrez, Kente. They're looking very dangerous as well. West Ham have got Payet and Andy Carroll, which he got a hat trick in his last Premier League game. But looking at this game, I'm gonna have to say 2-1 to Leicester City. Arsenal and Crystal Palace. I didn't cover it. I thought I covered this game already. Arsenal and Crystal Palace. Arsenal are looking good in recent times. Alexis Sanchez starting to score goals. Obviously Ozil still scoring goals. That was a great game. West Ham and Arsenal last week, drawing 3-3. Beat Watford 4-0. Beat Everton 2-0. So they're looking good to me, Arsenal, at the moment. Crystal Palace, they are fighting for it. They did do well there against Norwich, but at the same time, they're not good enough, I don't think, for Arsenal. And with the likes of Sanchez and Ozil scoring goals, I'm going to say 3-1 to Arsenal. Stoke and Spurs. Again, Spurs looking very good. Beat Man United 3-0. Where was that game again? 3-0. Crystal Palace through with Everton, but they did beat Norwich. Again, like I keep repeating myself. Spurs, they drew with Liverpool. Sorry, they're playing Stoke, aren't they? Yeah, they're playing Stoke. So what the Stoke? Yeah, the Stoke lost 4-1. Stoke drew with Swansea. And Stoke, they beat Watford 2-1. Spurs beat Bournemouth 3-0. So looking at this game, Spurs, like Leicester, full of confidence, playing really good football. They're looking very dangerous. Harry Kane scoring goals. There's a few of them scoring goals. Eric Lamela. They're looking like a really good team, and definitely deserve to be in second place. But in this fixture, even though Stoke are at home, I'm going to have to say 3-0 to Spurs. West Ham versus Watford. West Ham are, when they play good, they're going to get good results. If they come off from the start of the game and play well, Payet, he will score. Andy Carroll now score, and he's looking dangerous, to be honest. Watford, as I said before, they're not scoring goals, and they look vulnerable. And West Ham are at home in this game. So I'm going to say West Ham and Watford. I'm going to say a clean 2-0 victory to West Ham. Liverpool versus Everton. Again, Everton not playing well at the moment. I don't know what's going on with Everton. They've got such a good team, but they're looking iffy. They're not scoring goals. Lukaku now hasn't scored a goal in a while. Yeah, he hasn't scored a goal in a while. So I don't know why is that. Must be just confidence dropping with the results. I think they blame the manager a lot as well, Everton fans. But Liverpool are looking good. They scored, 4-1 was a great win for them. They're putting them away. And they're at home. So I'm going to say Liverpool beat Everton 3-0. I know some of my predictions might be a bit crazy, but it's the Premier League, and I think if you say any number, you could end up being right or you could end up being totally wrong. So that's just the way it is. And looking at the last game here, Arsenal and West Brom. Again, Arsenal looking good. West Brom looking a bit iffy. Arsenal are definitely scoring plenty of goals. Their defense is good as well. Their defense can certainly score goals. Between Hector Bellerin and Koscielny. So for the last game. Let me just have a look over West Brom's results again. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, and drew against Sunderland. So Arsenal and West Brom. This is on the 21st of April. So in this game, I'm going to say Arsenal are going to beat West Brom at home 3-0. And I'm even going to put down for this game, I'm going to say Olivier Giroud and Sanchez to score 2 goals. 2 assists from Ozil. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say for that game. But anyway, so the guys, that's my Premier League predictions for this weekend. There wasn't too much to say about Newcastle. All us Newcastle fans right now, we just don't know what to say about the team. They're not playing well and all that, and there's just what can you say really about it? I'll have much more to say after the games. I'll make videos, as I said, straight after each match, and I'll give you my opinions about Newcastle. And yeah, but going on to fantasy football now. This is my team I've picked for this weekend's fixtures. I made two transfers, so I am -4. So I couldn't make anything. If you're, I know you're probably looking at my team here, and there's a few players that are thinking, why didn't he change this for this and all that. If you are thinking that, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think I should have done. But my 2 transfers this week was Rashford, Vardy out, Rashford in, and who else? Who did I take? I took out. God, who did I take out? Hold on a second. I took out Ross Barkley. He's looking injured actually. He's injured. 50% chance of playing. So I took out Ross Barkley and Vardy. Brought in Rashford and Sanchez. Reason being, Man United are at home for their next 2 games, and they're playing 2 relatively easy games. And Man United are looking well. Rashford, he definitely can score. He's got the skill to score. And I think he will get goals in those games. So I brought him in a cheap buy at 4.5 million. So I was able to get enough money to bring in Alexis Sanchez, because I think he's definitely going to score in his 2 fixtures, because Arsenal are at home as well. Arsenal are at home to West Brom, and they're at home to Crystal Palace. So I think he's going to get a goal. My biggest decision that I'm struggling with, if maybe someone can leave a comment below and let me know what you think. My toughest decision is who to pick as captain. At the moment, I've picked Sanchez. I've got up until 11:45 on the 16th to decide. I've picked Sanchez because I think he's definitely going to score. But then you look at the likes of Rashford, Aguero, Lukaku looking iffy. I'm not sure if he's going to score. He might do. It's taken a while, so he might get a goal now. De Bruyne, he's definitely looking good, scoring in the Champions League. Payet, there's a few choices here to pick, and they're all playing 2 games. So it's pretty tough to pick up. For now, I've picked Sanchez, but I've got Bellerin on defence, because they're playing twice and against 2 relatively easy games for Arsenal. So I put him in back. I made a huge mistake this weekend of leaving Toby Alderweireld on my bench. I lost out on 15 points, and I also lost out on 7 points against for Dele Alli. I had him on my bench as well. But looking at Mahrez and looking at the fact that they're only playing 1 game, they're at home to West Ham. He could score or he couldn't. I could end up regretting it. I don't know. It's hard to choose, but I have benched him for this because of the likes of my other 4 players. Obviously, these 3 playing twice. Ali, he's scoring. So I put Alderweireld back in, and I put Huth because they could end up getting a draw. Who knows? It's a tough decision to make. Bournemouth, they're playing Liverpool, so I left Daniels on the bench, and obviously O'Shea, he doesn't really even start for them. The reason I have chosen Darlow over Hennessy is because we're at home for our 2 games, but most likely we will concede, so it's hard to really pick. But Hennessy, Crystal Palace are away in their next 2 fixtures against Arsenal and Man United, so he's definitely going to concede goals, I think. So I put Darrell away in just to hope that Newcastle will somehow not concede a goal, but that's not looking likely. So anyway, that's my fantasy football team. Let me know what you think. I'm out of all of my top 3 things here. I can't play any of these, and I've used my wild cards. So let me know what you think of my team. Let me know what your team is. Let me know what your predictions are, what you thought of my predictions. What you Newcastle fans out there, what do you think? Do you think we're going to come out and play well? Have we any chance? Have we any hope? Let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely reply back to you. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my Premier League predictions video. My next videos will be about the results of the Newcastle games, and then I'll do an overall Premier League preview game. But if you like the whole fantasy football part, I can make specific videos just for that. And yeah, hope you watched. I hope you enjoyed my video, guys. If you did, leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel to stay tuned for more of this content on football, and I'll see you guys later on. Cheers.